It's Week 16 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the rookie out of the University of Kentucky.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
36 yards on the play.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Well, the Rams sit 13-1 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this one's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And the Seahawks are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And just shutting him off there. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Taken down back at the 34-yard line.
Downs going in motion right. First carry here for Ken Walker. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing 2nd and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like 2nd and impossible. Now has him within throwing range of a 1st down.
That is caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 39. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Jackson from the shotgun. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. Tackled that time by Joey Porter Jr.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Douglas, the man in motion. Here's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Douglas. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Jackson now. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Rams offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. He'll drop to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And got his man complete. Still going. Touchdown, LA. Puka Nacua, 74 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from drawing level. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that foot. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Rams are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. (7-7), our score after one. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And down inside the 15 he goes.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Rams.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Golden. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. A great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams have taken the lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Here's Jackson to throw. Connecting over the middle with Downs. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Jackson will throw again. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down. Douglas, the man in motion. To throw is Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Throwing is Jackson. He finds Smith and Jigma. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Again, Jackson. On the move past the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Jackson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. And Jackson throwing once more. This one goes underneath to Walker. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
Jackson. Touchdown! A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. These two teams, remember, met in Inglewood earlier in the year with the Rams coming out on top. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
They'll set up to throw. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll be a 1st down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back, Charles. Settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this 3rd quarter. Oh, some strong running. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. Well, Charles, in that 1st half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the 1st half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Jackson from the shotgun. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So the completion good for just 3. And now it's 3rd and 4. Now it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 38-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. They'll look to throw again. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw here. That one caught by Rice. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23.
1st down, Rams.
Looking to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. You take a look at his receiving numbers so far. He's been terrific. Up over 100 yards now for the game. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Golden. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. And his kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he returns this to the 22. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained.
And now the rookie's free.
Now he breaks free in the middle of the field.
And all the way in, touchdown Sam.
Seahawks strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. And finally, he's out of bounds, but not before a great return. He's all the way inside the 30.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Now back to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A.
Puka Nacua
with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the fourth quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the fourth quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for two. And now the lead stays at 5.
As we prepared for these games, we've noticed offensive coordinators have had an expanded playbook on two-point conversion tries because they never know when they may have to use it during a game.
But that also means the defense probably has more for these situations too, right?
No doubt about it. I think for the most part, defenses will be aggressive on two-point tries. They want to get after the offense and make them force the issue.
And here the defense wins. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes. But
now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Down the sideline he goes.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. After the interception, here's Jackson. And this one's caught. And their fourth-quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Rams offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit, and they need this drive to end in points.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple. Now a handoff up the middle. Golden. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Here's first and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on first and goal.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
Oh, it's some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. So Lamar Jackson in the offense, down by 4, 1:16 remaining. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson. Oh, good move. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Here's Jackson. He completes this to Walker. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Jackson to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Douglas. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Now Jackson. His pass left side to Downs. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Now second down and a few inches. Jackson. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Throwing, Jackson. The quick feet by Jackson. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Throwing now is Jackson. Flush to his right. The flag comes in. It's incomplete. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that one go. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you know, you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Rams have just about sewn up this football game.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
So the L.A. Rams with a